Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Blood of my blood, which blood? Welcome back to the Esoteric Secrets of Samhain. Today is Halloween. Part.2, delving into the blood sorcery, moon energy, and the sacred science of the dead, concerning the true meaning and means to utilize the true essence, the esoteric hidden science behind this day known as Halloween today, but to the ancients it is known as Samhain, and it is not a pagan tradition. It is actually adopted from the indigenous American tradition. So this day is a day of acknowledgement of the ancestors. The 31st all the way through to the 31st of October all the way to November the 2nd. The veil is at its thinnest, and this is a time in which the ancestors are allowed to come through from the other side. They are given passage, the right passage to interact with us, especially those that are unaware or unable to connect with them. So those that are not advanced in the science of the dead, the science of Necromancy, which is the raising of the dead, communication with the dead. And this is, for those that do not know, for those looking for the most potent form of black magic, the most powerful black magic, Necromancy is the most powerful art. It's the most powerful form of magic. It's extremely powerful because you're dealing with the dead. You're dealing with the knowledge of the dead. You're dealing with the underworld. For those that do not know. So, the beginning of October, all the way from the 2nd of October, the veil begins to thin, starts to thin, all the way to the 31st of October. And when it hits the 31st, it is at its thinnest. So, from the 2nd of October, you can start preparing yourself especially by cutting off on sugar content, not indulging into sugar. Sugar calcifies the pineal gland, and it makes it difficult to interact with your ancestors. It makes you less spiritual, receptive. It calcifies the pineal gland, so sugar is a bad thing for an occultist to indulge. If you want to utilize this day, if you want to be more receptive to the occult, cutting back on sugar, especially in the time of Samhain. If you want to connect with your ancestors more swiftly, avoid the fucking sugar. That's the reason why it is a tradition, especially this time of the year, the time of Samhain. There's a thing called trick-or-treating, where they fucking pump the sugar into society and get you high off that shit, so you can be less receptive to what is actually taking place on this day. Let it be known that blood sorcery is like that is the most powerful. It's the most powerful. It's the most powerful practice during Samhain, since you're dealing with blood, and blood directly is linked to ancestors. You're dealing with liquid form of information, and it deals with ancestors. It connects with ancestors. Blood relates to ancestors directly, which is what makes blood sorcery so powerful during the time of Samhain. So it's the time of blood sorcery, utilizing blood sorcery, dealing with information, liquid form of information. It is as a calling card, what you can refer to as a calling card. And I will add Ashe to Dark Lord, passing down the oral traditions of which I am aspiring to as well. This is part of his oral traditions which I'm passing down as well on this channel. Aside from my own knowledge as a Luciferian from the works of Michael W. Ford inspired, as there is a difference depending on who you're referring to, what you're indulging when announcing yourself as Luciferian. But back to Samhain and the sacred science of the dead. So Samhain can be utilized for moon magic, since the moon is, there's always some form of powerful moon that is you're either coming out of a powerful moon phase or going into a powerful moon phase with a full moon or new moon, usually around this time of the year. October 31st, there's always some form of moon, powerful moon or powerful planetary alignment taking place. Even blood moons, by no coincidence, this time of the year, Samhain is known for that. So it's a good time to utilize moon magic as well, as it also relates to the ancestors, as well as blood sorcery, as I mentioned, as it directly links to the ancestors. It's a time of entrancement, of being in trance. A good example is when you're out and about. For those that are unaware, on Samhain evenings there's usually costume parties, Halloween themed parties, and trick-or-treating in the US. As you know, intoxication always takes place where the adults are concerned. Celebrating this, as I mentioned in part 1 of this Esoteric Secrets of Samhain. It is a day that goes unnoticed, and that's what's meant by that. Whether you are aware or unaware of what's actually taking place during this day, during this time of the year, during Samhain, from the 31st to the 2nd of November, you will still notice this day, and will still celebrate this day, as that's not by coincidence. That's the effect of this day. It goes unnoticed. It never goes unnoticed. That is the effect of Samhain. So it is a time not to fuck around. It's a time, especially as an occultist or aspiring occultist, it is a time to utilize the energy, the essence. It's not a time to do nothing. It's not a time to go out and about celebrating with parties and so. I'm not saying that is wrong, but at least do something spiritual for your own spiritual benefit, utilizing this time, instead of letting it go to waste by indulging in meaningless, mundane activities alone. Bear in mind, for all these reasons, the public will never reveal the essence of this day, as it is their job to keep it hidden away, so you cannot utilize the benefits of this day on an occult note. This is why this is occult. It's hidden knowledge. It's not open to the public to utilize, as it's kept for the elite few to utilize. This is the nature of society we're living in, as we are enslaved. Never forget this. So instead of letting this day go by without utilizing its essence, rather ward yourself off from distractions and all the bullshit, the mundane bullshit that you do not need and is useless to you, and work with your ancestors, or utilize the Witcher's Sabbath through astral projection, as the veil will be thin from the 31st till the 2nd of November, during the day and the evening. Irrespective if it's day or evening, the veil is still very thin, so use it to your advantage. Should you create a altar, you will definitely notice supernatural. You will definitely notice supernatural acts taking place. Your work will be heightened. Whatever work you do will be heightened and extremely supernaturally powerful. You may also notice during Samhain the effect of alter egos taking place. The way people choose their costumes is not by coincidence. It is the influence of the ancestral energy. The element is represented by the costume. Some bloody costumes, no by coincidence, but that is the element. Some of us is meant to be undertakers, necromancers. It is our job to work with the dead. Some of us is our job to work with blood. We are inherent blood sorcerers. It's no coincidence. These are all the elements represented by what the ancestral forces that are at play and revealing onto you, whether you are conscious or subconscious of this matter. As there's a lot to cover, the real occultist is utilizing this day with blood sorcery, necromancy, moon magic, tapping into the sacred science of the dead. So stay tuned for the esoteric secrets of Samhain, Part.2. The sacred science of the dead will be revealed as we go over deeper utilization. Ashe, Ashe, Dark Lord, Ashe.